This is the Workplace Ninja podcast, coming to you live from our summit in Baden with highlights, insights, and interviews.
So, we're back with the new recording, and I have some new people on the table.
Yes, we do.
Harriet, who do I have?
We got the awesome duo, dynamic duo, and great leaders from Microsoft, Steve and Ramya.
Hey, great to be here.
So we're back. So last year we talked about the new things that were in the keynote that time, but still for the people who are not knowing you, I think it's impossible. But who is Ramya, and what are you doing at Microsoft?
I am Ramya Chitrakar. I'll start off by saying my name and my accountability is running engineering for Intune and Config Manager. And who I really am is a developer at heart. I started off in the Config Manager team and I have been here 17 years. My only job, and I'm loving it. As you can see, I've been here around the block for a long time, working on Intune and Config Manager and now accountable for the product. So really excited to be here.
And Steve, how long are you at Microsoft already?
Well, I have been at Microsoft for 10 years now, coming up on 11, actually, and loving every minute of it. I spent the first 15 years of my career in startup land and thought that I would never be able to enjoy it, a big company as much as startups. And I was wrong. Microsoft has been an absolutely amazing experience. I get to work with cool people like Harjit and Ramya, and it's been an enormous amount of fun.
Yeah, there are a lot of people. There are long-time Microsofties, but you're not that long,
No,
Harjit.
I'm not very long.
You were very active in the community as well.
Yeah, I was active from before Microsoft, and now even more now, right, in my role. I'm a senior product marketing manager, and I do IT Pro community marketing, Windows 11, and now Windows Auto Patch as well.
And Peter? You're from the Netherlands.
Yeah, I'm from the Netherlands and don't work for Microsoft, but I'm a Microsoft MVP and I really love the community.
Yeah, and my name is Frans Oudendorp and I'm hosting this session. So we will talk a little bit about the keynote before you have everything like appointments with customers and so on. So many things to do in the next coming days. And what was the key message within the keynote, Steve? For what did you bring to the people here?
You know, the official messages were around things like going cloud native, which more and more customers are doing now, and it's been great watching that grow. Around Windows 11 and around frontline worker, which is an important new scenario for us that's growing rapidly. But the real message was actually just the amount of innovation that's gone on in Intune in the last year. And so Ramya did, how many demos did you do?
14.
14. Did that include the surprise demo?
It does. That counts like 2, so maybe 15.
Exactly. And, as we were going through putting the keynote together, I mean, there was so much material that we had. And to me, that's like the real message is, Intune's a big service. It's a big product, but there's still so much new innovation happening that it's just a really exciting place to be.
Along with your messaging about going cloud native and stuff, what I really liked that you actually set the tone was that, hey, you're doing config manager, that's fine. It's not going away, right? That's the fear that a lot of IT pros are having, right? We would like you to get here.
Yep.
But use what you have, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We love config man. We love our customers. We have well over 150 million endpoints that are represented in config man. So it's not going anywhere. But the point is more that, increasingly a lot of new innovation from Microsoft is cloud driven. It's cloud based. If you look at the AI work that we've announced recently with Copilot and much more, And so most large organizations are now making that move to at least Cloud Connect. And many of them are moving to Cloud Native because it's lower cost and more agile and so on. So, it's something customers are going to do at their own pace over time. And in the meantime, as I said, ConfigMan is certainly not going anywhere.
Yeah. So along with the AI and Copilot and stuff like that, right? That's it's been really hot lately, especially with the September 21 event in New York City. So is that something that both of you want to talk about, want to emphasize about where we're headed and what's all the great things with AI and Copilot?
Well, you ask us, and both of us are really excited about this because, it's I think it's as innovative and massive a shift. It's a whole revolution, just like it was with the internet or with the cloud adoption, right? And now AI is here and it's here to stay, and we are absolutely going to ride that wave to build a lot of exciting capabilities and unlock really so much more that we could be doing. You can solve the unimaginable, and now it is within reach. And seeing some of those scenarios and just a few that we demoed today with Security Copilot, and as Steve said, we are actually building the platform. We are contributing towards the Security Copilot platform, and we'll continue to add a lot more Copilot capabilities within the product. And as you see, there's already a lot of Copilots around, but really the goal is to use this technology to be the Copilot, no pun intended, to our admins, to our end users, to really simplify their experiences and let them achieve what was previously very tedious and make that really simple and solvable.
At the end of the day, it's empowering them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, IT pros, if you've been in this space for more than 5 minutes, you've encountered your long list of tedious tasks. And there's so much more that you'd rather be doing and more important work and higher impact work. And really, that's our plan with Copilot, is to eliminate a lot of that boring, tedious work and really let IT pros focus on the stuff that matters the most and where they can add the most value. So there's a ton of work still to do there, but I'm really optimistic about what we can do.
There were a lot of demos
Yes.
in the keynote. We talked already 14, 15, 16, I don't know exactly, but a lot. What was for you the most impressive or most important thing to demo? What came out in the last few months that we getting into the product at the moment?
All things that are like for us. So Steve and I, we are, equally, we care about our Intune core. We care about the suite and the AI capabilities that we're able to add and everything cloud native. However, the things that drive us the most are things that our customers require the most or have challenges with.
Yeah.
Right. So the one thing that, we also got a great response, I think, in the room when we demoed was the enterprise app management capability, which is soon coming. And this is such a challenge. And today enterprises, they struggle, and we understand why, right? Because they have to react and updates. There are so many updates to applications. So many applications and then so many updates. Today, it's a very tedious process. They have to source the content. They have to package the content. They have to keep it up to date. And you're talking about new versions every week. And imagine the capability now where we simplify all of that for them. We provide a one-stop shop where they're able to see all these applications. We tell them when updates are available, so they don't have to do any of the packaging or updating, and we just, simplify. So
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But also the investments in the iOS and in the Apple space you guys are doing. It's awesome. The just-in-time registration demo was impressive.
It's tremendous, right? And we had a screen. I ran short on time, but there's a screen that shows the previous number of steps. The whole screen gets full because there were like 35 to 40 steps, and now it's less than 10.
Yeah.
Imagine the end user, our end users are going to be thrilled. Like, if we really become seamless for end users, and I think that's when our goal is met.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we were actually, we were just demoing this work internally not long ago. And even, Microsoft, of course, we dog food our stuff. That's micro speak for we use it before the rest of the world.
Yeah, of course.
We eat our own dog food, right? And just the amount of feedback I've been getting, even from friends inside finally, this is easier to do. So,
Yeah.
like the work that Ramya's team has done is pretty
Yeah,
incredible.
also the Mac OS platform SSO.
Yes.
It's that you can use your Enter ID
Oh, yeah.
account to log in, and you don't have multiple accounts anymore on your Mac device, because that's always a hurdle. And
Yep.
what password did I have on my Mac, and what
Yeah.
password did I have for my Outlook?
Oh,
And
yes. And I encourage you all to check out. We have experts who are joining us from Microsoft for Ninja, and encourage everybody to check out their sessions. But it's incredible work by the team and
Yeah.
partnership with Apple. So
Yeah.
we've come a long way. So we've partnered with Apple for a long time, but over the years we've strengthened that partnership so much that day zero, or rather as new OS releases are coming out, as one ongoing right now, we've come ahead. So we have day zero support for all new capabilities that Apple announces and influencing them for what we hear from our customers. So incredible journey, and kudos to the team for that.
yeah, it's not the competition anymore,
Yeah.
but it's empowering
It's
each other.
partnership.
Yeah.
Partnerships, yeah.
But it's looking into, if you see the huge amount of innovation that is done within the product around macOS and around Apple products, it's also looking into what brings the future and what's needed for customers. But also, it's not only macOS,
Yeah.
it's also Windows
Yes.
and Android. So other spaces are incorporated into the product as well. And if we look at Windows, with update management, we have AutoPatch where we'll do recordings afterwards with other people. But the driver and firmware management that is available, I think it's a huge step to get, also security-wise,
Yes.
because I think security is one of the key things. That's also one of the pillars within Intune, isn't
Yes,
it?
absolutely is. And incredibly proud to share that drivers and firmware updates, it has the fastest adoption. It's released in GA 3 months ago, and we have a big number.
It was the
talking-
biggest ask from our customers.
Yeah,
yes,
it was a
and
big
it
gap.
shows.
Yeah.
And it shows the adoption, how quick it's been. It's just been a hockey stick. And by the way, this applies to Windows Update for Business policies across Intune. Now we've crossed to the majority where most our Windows managed devices are using WPP or Windows Update for Business policies, which is incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It had another effect that I was pleasantly surprised at, actually. And I said this yesterday to the MVPs, but I think I can say it here too. Every year we look at the number of devices that are managed only by ConfigMan and not connected to the cloud. And we ask ourselves, what would it take to entice those admins to connect those devices to the cloud? And so we have we ended June 30th, the fiscal year, at about 86 million devices that were still connected only to ConfigMan. And since that release of driver and firmware updates, that number has already come down 10%. We
That's
basically ran 6, almost 8 months worth of progress in like 2 months.
So there was a
because of that.
reason why people asked it, and then
Yeah.
they have the ability to move.
Yeah, they really
Yes.
do. It's been incredible to see.
Yeah.
So
One thing, one last thing to mention, PKI. Is that what can you tell about that?
Simplification is what I can tell about that. I have spoken to so many customers who have entire teams, like big set of people whose only focus, and this is again an extremely tedious task, and it requires so much deep technical knowledge and upkeep. So this is not, again, we want to move them to more impactful things and not have to manage this tedious and complexity when we can take it off their hands. Managed PKI is going to change the game. It's going to change the game, and we see the reaction from customers when they see our demos on this one, because some of these things that I'm showing in a matter of few seconds, it takes months. So that is the amount of simplification that you can expect, where we do the heavy lifting for your PKI setup and let you focus on what matters, because ultimately what customers want is they want to deploy VPN and Wi-Fi profiles. They want Hello for Business policies.
Exactly.
They don't want to do this tedious task, so let us take it off your head. Like we manage it for you, right? Make it simple.
Yeah, and I think I have implemented PKI environments in the past, and if you look nowadays, how many people do know what a PKI is
Yes.
and how to
Yes.
implement it?
Yes. Yeah.
And how to manage it.
Right.
how to set up an Endes server.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's-
mean, it's
It's
just
a
a
firewall
nightmare.
Tedious process.
It is.
And,
Oh my God.
the other thing, this has been an interesting journey for us as well, because, in some sense, this was something we were able to deliver at enterprise scale more rapidly than even I had thought we could, because really it's based on Azure AD, now Entra's certificate management infrastructure, which of course is, Entra is the largest scale identity provider in the universe. And so that's battle tested. Mm-hmm. And then the PKI backend that the management layer we built on top, built on Azure. And so, the day we release, it's instantly incredibly scalable and high availability. And that's hard to do for a PKI solution. There are plenty of PKIs that probably we've all run across over our careers where they were insufficiently scaled to handle, the workload, or, they go out or whatever it is. And so it's really been an interesting experience sort of building this service on top of Azure AD.
Yeah. It's what you say. It's a complex environment, so that is that fast within the product that it's available. Yeah, that's a big congrats to the team for that, because I think it really helps customers on that.
Other things, just a couple of clicks, right? It's not the 4 clicks like.
No. But you saw the number of clicks in the demo. That really is what it is. We show you, product truth, and that's what you see in our demos. And for those of you who have done this before, please do try it out and give us the feedback, because you can compare apples to apples, right? And tell us how your experience is now as somebody who's subject matter expert and have done this in the past. We'd love your feedback.
We'll do that.
When I used to do IT admin stuff, not only was complex, it was scary. I used to be so scared to work.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because you need to trust your CA as a domain controller.
Exactly.
You need to secure it and harden it, and it's a completely different task. Or
it's really scary. You're totally right. I mean, there's no faster way to get owned, and there's no faster way to break every device in your system if you do it wrong in either direction. So very sensitive. Absolutely.
I want to bring us back to app management, because I think that is hot stuff.
Yes.
The reason why I'm mentioning that, because you brought up about driver management, right? And it blew up, huge uptake. The same thing when you were doing your demo on app management, and I'm looking around. I was at the back of the of the room, and people were like, they got really excited. They took their phones out. Some were doing videos. Some were taking screenshots. It's really hitting them, It's something that's really needed. We get tons of applications. We always think about, IT pros always think about, we just have to secure the OS, right? Windows or whatever it is. But applications are just as vulnerable, right? There are breaches and stuff that happen through applications, not through the OS.
Yeah.
So
it is, and such a challenge, because you're talking about thousands of applications these enterprises are managing, and imagine their pain point to source them. And it's like you said, there's updates every week for some of them, every day probably for a few of them, and trying to stay up to date with that and overhead of packaging all of that is tremendous, So this is going to be big.
There's another aspect of it too that is related to speed. So it used to be, a few years ago, that if you had a vulnerable application, you could take 30 days to roll it out and you're still safe.
Yep.
In this day and age, we actually have statistics from MSRC. It's like 2 hours. You have a vulnerable app and somebody's knocking on the door in 2 hours to own you. And so we're getting to a world where human scale speed is just not going to do it. You're not going to be able to respond quickly enough. And so, on our roadmap with this enterprise app management capability is we will be connecting to Microsoft Defender's threat and vulnerability management signal, so that when Defender finds a vulnerable app on the device, instantly it will let Intune know, and we'll be able to deploy that app automatically to deploy the patch before attackers can exploit the vulnerability.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. See, and this is, I feel, the point Steve is making, and also previously with your point on using managed PK and using Entra as the backing supporting it. I think we, as Microsoft, are in a single best position to have these comprehensive solutions, right? Whether it is our integration with threat and vulnerability management with Defender or our integration with Entra, I think we are in best position to do it, and we absolutely intend to continue doing.
Love it. So maybe this is my final question, but since we have a lot of Microsoft people here this week for the next 3 days, what would you, both of you, like to have people take away, and what should they focus on? And right, so attendees and things like that, and speakers.
My invite to the attendees is we are all here for you. So I know Steve and I are spending the rest of our days talking to a lot of customers on site and hearing from them. So my ask to all the attendees is reach us, see us, in our sessions, come talk to us after, give us the feedback. We are successful because of all our customers, all of you, and your incredible feedback. So I am here to have a lot of those conversations, many of them very invigorating and honestly gives us ideas. We just had a conversation with a gentleman who gave us some more ideas on scenarios they're running into. This kind of co-development is possible in an environment like Ninja's. So I encourage everybody, check out the sessions, come talk to us. We love your feedback and we love your attendance here at Ninja.
Awesome.
Awesome. Many thanks.
Yeah.
Many thanks to be here for us on the event, but also joining here in the recording. Maybe see each other next year. Mirko already announced that there will be a 5th anniversary of the summit. You will be part of all 4 till now.
Yes.
So
That's right.
let's see what happens next year, and maybe we can meet again and see each other next year.
Hopefully they'll let us back in.
Let's see. We can ask Mirko for that.
Exactly.
We'll have to check the follower count, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Many thanks.
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.